All right. What's going on, yo? Got a nice fucking cup of tea brewing and shit. Yeah, man. So happy fuck. Still the 23rd. Happy Christmas Eve, 10 at night, Eastern Standard Time. So I was talking to a friend of mine about the whole podcast thing because the last one I did, very indecisive about the name, right? And like years ago, I was going to be putting out a mixtape called "What's Cooking in Caspers Cauldron." And the premise of that mixtape, it was like a Long Island artist matched up with a city artist on every track and shit like that. Needless to say, I never put it out. Still got the material though, but I'm using the name. My boy Camacho, man, he made this dope ass picture. Actually, you guys see it. It's on my YouTube. It's on Instagram. So yeah, Casper's Cauldron, man. And the idea behind the show is that as I keep moving forward and shit, um, getting different equipment, making the shit real because this is just like a computer, a laptop, fucking webcam, you know. Um, and I love me some tea, man. Yo, I didn't even know that you had to steep in tea. I thought you just fucking put the hot water in, you just put the bag in, and then do a little 1, 2, 3, and that was it. I didn't know. I never bothered to read the directions. So yeah, Casper's Cauldron, and I'm gonna be making like this ill cauldron and shit. And I'm getting a backdrop. I told you, but ill cauldron that's gonna be like icy. It's gonna look dope, but within the cauldron, there's gonna be different topics, and that's how we're gonna do what we're gonna talk about for whatever that is. For whoever the guest is, you know, we're gonna have the cauldron to go to. Not to say that whoever I have on, if they have a project going on, whether it's a book or a paper or whatever, a podcast themselves, we're gonna talk about that. Um, yeah, man, Christmas time. You know, uh, I got locked up as a lot as a kid, man. I spent plenty holidays away, and the ones that I wasn't away when I was getting high, I wasn't here anyway. So I um I look at holidays differently. You know, but uh I used to be very much of a Scrooge. Like fucking miss me with that Mariah Carey, fucking all I want for Christmas is you song. Like miss me with that shit. I'm good on the Christmas music. However, there's something within giving that makes me feel better, right? When I give without expecting, when I give to give. Um, that's some shit I want to talk about, man. You know, but there was, I was watching this thing about like listening, right? And about when you're when you and your significant other or family member or something, when you guys are at odds or just not on the same page, there's these three things you could do, right? To, among others, but three, I guess, pillars of listening, right? Active listening as to where you're engaged. You're not on your phone, you're not looking around, you're paying attention to what they say, to listen, to understand rather than listen to reply. But when you reply, going off what they tell you, you use I think, right? I imagine through what you think, what you imagine they should do. and what your want is, what your desire is for that person, right? And with that as like the building blocks of that conversation, providing both parties do it, it creates this ground of just like this beautiful foundation for a true conversation to take place. A conversation where you could actually feel and that you could understand, right? Because when we talk to people, right, we talk to them to understand them, right? We don't talk to them unless you're just not there yet, right? Like if you're not there, you're not there. And if you're not there, then you probably like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But if you are there, you understand what I'm talking about. As to where like, yo, it's coming back once again to this like awareness thing, right? That we need to, well, fuck a we, I need to operate my life every day to the best of my ability, right? I need to put a lot of things in my head to rest, right? Like I'm either thinking about what's tomorrow or thinking about a time I had, right? Especially in places of pain, you know, especially places of pain. Recently, recently, talking to this girl. This girl was dope chick, dope chick, right? But this was a girl we wasn't supposed to hang out. You know what I mean? Like it should have never got to where it got, right? But it did. It did, you know? And lust and love, I get those powers misconstrued sometimes, right? Chick I liked for well over a decade. Opportunity presents itself, it happens, we both like it. Now, being that I'm a little bit more aware of myself than she is, because she's stuck in that vacuum, she's stuck in that chemical program, you know? And being that I came from that, I feel I have something to offer. However, you can't help somebody that don't want help. A motherfucker ask for help and then tell the help how to help them, right? So instead of subjecting myself to this pain of getting little glimpses of hope to be hurt again, I had to redefine. I had to like sit back and take a look at myself and be like, yo, damn, why are you doing this? Why are you why are you begging? Not even begging. Why are you settling for one momentary piece of pleasure? When honest God, women, guys don't want much, man. At least I don't. I don't. I want consistency, honesty, loyalty, and like vulnerability, like open up, be able to talk, right? Like these are the things I like. Anyway, needless to say, I had to leave this chick alone, and there's this part of me that says, "Oh shit, man, little bitch, motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? You just gonna leave him alone with your clean air. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, sometimes, man, you gotta let people have their journey. You know, even if you care for them, even if you love them, you gotta let them have their journey. And if they come back, then maybe there's something there, right? So that's just something I'm dealing with, man. But you know what? If that's my biggest fucking problem today, so be it. That's a luxury problem. You know what I'm saying? I used to worry about where I was sleeping. What I was worrying about where I was getting my all this shit. And I'm not there no more. Thank God, bro. Thank the Lord. I'm excited about Caspers Cauldron. Listen, number one, this is I can't wait to do a podcast with somebody else because doing it with myself is weird, right? Like I feel like I'm talking to myself because I think about this shit all day. I thought about doing a podcast before I did it. What am I going to talk about? And wrote a couple things down, and I didn't use a couple of it, right? But like, you know, life is weird because it becomes a teacher, right? And ideals, things I thought or whatever at one point in my life I don't hold on to no more. My truths have changed. Because there's universal truths and then there's like personal truths. My personal truth is subject to change. Universal truths are always the same, right? And yo, I struggled a long time, man. This is the first Christmas coming up without my brother. My brother passed away in March 29th, 2022. And I miss him, man. I miss him um, a lot. And I cry sometimes. And I'm just glad I'm in a space mentally to perceive the world the way I perceive it, as to where I'm able to tell myself and be okay with the fact that energy doesn't die. And although I can no longer hold my brother and give him a hug in the physical and speak to him in the physical, I know he's here. That that's faith, right? So there's a fine line between, well, I guess that's belief, but there's belief and faith, hope and faith. Hope. Children going to bed at night Christmas Eve. They hope Santa Claus comes and leaves presents. Faith. They wake up in the morning. They don't see Santa Claus come, but they see the presents. The ability to believe in something that you cannot see with evidence. So, I, the world sends me these signs, right? Like I'll be praying, or my subconscious, or I'll be thinking about something, and I'll get the answer through a person. Like I did Camacho when I was, I was thinking about how the fuck when I'm gonna name the podcast. Da, 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 da. He was like, "Yo, bro, you already got the name." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?" He's like, "Yo, you remember back in the day?" Da, da, da. I was like, "Oh shit." It's crazy. I'm at a point in my life like a lot of my ex girlfriends are resurfacing, man. Like not to like try to hang out with the kid, but I guess because I'm a dope person. I'm a cool person. You gotta know me to like me, right? Like if you see me, you probably be like, nah, this guy's. I kind of like do this shit at clothes on a mannequin. I dress like a little fucking thug sometimes, or a little wankster, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Um, because I don't like people. I'm an extroverted introvert, and what that means is I could go around and be the life of the party and have fun and entertain people and do all that shit, but at the end of the day, I gotta go back and recharge my batteries. So yeah, I don't really like people. So I do things to like, you know, um, as to where the normal everyday, the normie or whatever would just be like, all right, yeah, you probably ain't somebody I'm gonna want to talk to. You ain't got nothing to say. And with that, the ones that do come up to me are the ones that are supposed to, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to bullshit for y'all for a little bit, man, and let you know, man, if you feel alone sometimes, that's all right. If you are in a shitty relationship and you know it's shitty and you stick around because you think you could change the person or think it's gonna, or like, yo, you get those good moments, but then it's followed by like just shit. Change your movie, man. You cast people into your life for a reason. You cast them to play that role of boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever it may be. You cast that person to play that role. If they're not doing a good job at the role, and you sit down and you explain to them how you feel, and they do nothing about it, you should probably leave them, right? Now, if you're in the same situation and you never said anything to your significant other, then that's on you. Communication is important. Vulnerability is important. Men, vulnerability is important. We all know those guys that are too macho to show any type of emotion or femininity or whatever. And dude, you gotta unlock that, man. You gotta become in touch with yourself, man. Be in tune with yourself and who you are and the pieces of you that you don't want to acknowledge. Such a tough person. It's funny. I see these tough guys. A lot of tough guys have been abused. But however they've been abused, and now they gotta be king of the fucking jungle so that shit don't happen to them again. It's easy to see. I was talking to a friend of mine about like watching somebody over time, right? Let's say you meet somebody, you hang out with them, and you just watch their behavior. Just watch them. Just watch what they do. Over time, you'll be able to have a better understanding as to who they are and they won't like surprise you. Moreover, you could better help them as a person because then if something is changing, there's something up. There's going to be a behavior attached to that change. It could be good, it could be bad, but you be aware of it. I'm off, it's crazy. I can't wait. I just fucking, last day of school was Monday and shit. Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. It was Tuesday. And gotta tell you, can't wait to go back to school, man. I can't wait to get this podcast set up the right way. I got some shit, but I got for Christmas this recording studio set up, kind of. But like, I'm not really making music. You know, I ain't a rapper, and I sure as shit can't sing. So, uh, yeah, man, I gotta spend a couple G's, man, to get this shit right. This podcast shit right. That's what I want to do. It's probably, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's probably gonna be strictly audio for a while. Unless I might be able to swing something, make both of them happen. Anyway, it's gonna be after the new year, man. I ain't really gonna be doing shit until after the new year, you know. But I'm gonna keep the vlogs going, you know. Put the podcast on Spotify, and you know what? Like, if the shit starts going, then yeah. Like, if motherfuckers support me and share my shit, just share it, bro. Just share it. Tell somebody watch this shit. Give me suggestions of what I should talk about. You know, I don't want to just talk about how I feel. I wanna I wanna be able to I wanna be able to help somebody, man. Even if it's just one person. It's worth it. I got time on my hands, bro. I'm not like I went through these phases in life that like I used to only thing I know how to do, I scrap metal for a long time, worked for a scrap metal company, and I sold gold and silver. Don't sell gold and silver no more. That shit took a fucking toll on my fucking soul, brother. Fucked up thing is I was good at it. I was good at it. I think that's why I like psychology so much. I think it's because I like psychology, I'm good at that. I'm good at talking to people as to where they're at, which is something that's few and far between. I've learned to I've learned to not take myself so seriously. I've learned to listen, if I'm not for you, doesn't mean I'm against you and you don't have to be against me, right? I see that sometimes people gotta be right. And even if me being right means I gotta shit on you to do it, it's not the right way to be, man. I'm um I'm all about happiness and love and light. And don't get it twisted. I have fucked up days too, man. Some days are better than others. However, start your day over at any time, right? If you believe that, if you believe that, right? You know, maybe everything I'm saying is bugged the fuck out. Maybe I'll look back in a couple years or a couple months and be like, "Yo, bro, you're bugging out." But yo, listen, I don't do drugs no more. Maybe some of the acid and shit is still in my system. Maybe it's the DMT. Maybe it's meditation. How many of you guys meditate? And what do you think about when you meditate? See, the present moment is such a beautiful moment to be in. Okay, when you trade in, what happened happened. You could reference it and use that information so there's less of a variable in the future, right? So certain shit, if you know that if you put your hand on the stove is hot, you get burnt. You know that. Now when the stove is hot, you're not gonna burn yourself, right? Unless you're like me, you have to try it a couple. So information you learned up until this point in your life, you could use to manipulate your present moment to make the future a win. All right? If if you use your past moment, if you use your past to effectively help your present moment, that's a win. If you know, let's say I'm going to school, right? I get my syllabus. I know all the shit I gotta do. It's not an unknown future. That's a known future. I know by this date I have to do this project. If I do the project and get it done with now, it makes the future unknown. That becomes a win. When you're here right now in this moment, it's a win. The second you let your mind go to what's going to be or what was, you're missing out on right now. Well, that was my cup of tea for y'all. You know, somebody leaves a footprint on your heart. However it gets there, doesn't wash away very quickly. Fuck. Even though at sometimes you may want it to, it doesn't. People come for a reason, a season, a lesson, or a blessing. Up to you. It's not up to you, it's up to them. It's always on, a big thing of life is how you react to it. What happens is really doesn't matter. Like externally, like situations don't matter externally. Outside of yourself really don't fucking matter. How you react to that external stimulus or whatever, how you react to that is what you have control over, what you have power over. Now that monkey mind will come right in, especially when you're in places of hurt and pain. You want to act out, you want to lash out. That's when you say shit you shouldn't say or do things you shouldn't do. This is moments when you could use your past to effectively help your present, which boils back down to this awareness thing, this perception thing. How do you perceive the world you live in and your place in it? I don't know. Anyway, hope everybody has a beautiful fucking night. Over and out. Caspers Cauldron coming soon. And you know what? I'm still gonna have like a separate thing for the school too, because I don't want to be going in. I don't. They ain't gotta call me Casper. You know what I'm saying? My name's Daniel. However, for certain people, that's just what it's gonna be. Anyway, love, peace, and happiness, y'all.